So basically, we're going to be doing exercise 40, which is okay, yeah. Figure 7 shows a right cone cut by a plane x to x. Draw the given view and project an elevation seen from the left of the given view. So basically, we're going to be drawing it here. It's going to be actually three type of drawing. It's going to be like three drawing with different views. So for us to be able to maintain the space, so from this topper region, please just measure 11 centimeter. So follow me, just deal with me. 11 centimeter, right? So now from this side, I want you to measure 20, right? So take it to this side. 20. Yeah.
Wait, is that 20?
Oh, deal with me. So now that line that you actually did, now let's draw a center line. And what a center line is, what that's a changing line. I'm going to be using changing line more often here, so please let's follow. Let's deal with us. So you can start from anywhere, Sean. So once you have done that, pick a point, any point, just mark it, then elevate it up. Don't allow it to be too much. Don't allow it to be too thick. Just 18 continuous line. Elevate it up. So now from that point which you have elevated it, measure 8 centimeter. Measure 8 centimeter because that's the diameter of that particular cone. So then divide it into 2. So look at what you're going to do now. So from those 2 points you marked, the center one that we divide into 2, you are using the center line, remember? Anytime you join the center line, it's going to be what? Small dash, long, changing line, yeah, thank you. Sorry. Then this one is going to just be thin continuous line, but make it sure it's thin. Make sure it's thin. So now let's start. So now with this, now take your ruler. We're going to separate this particular shape from this particular view from this particular view. So this place is for a view, this place is for another view, but we're going to use this one to get this one. So let's just do it. So we're going to use 2 centimeters to separate it, right? So now let's do that. 2 centimeters. Then now we're not going to do the other view. This other view is actually the top view. So we're going to use this radius of this place. The radius of this place is what? 4 because the diameter is 8. So we're going to measure 4 centimeters. So let's measure 4 centimeters to a particular point. So this is 4, right? So now take your compass. Take your compass. So from that point where I mark as my 4, drag it to that point where I mark as my 2. Make sure it's meeting. Then draw a circle. Don't allow it to be too thick. Let's draw a circle. Sorry. Or you can just measure 4 centimeters with your compass. You understand? Like when I mean 4 centimeters, like just take this and measure your 4 centimeters. So it's to give you accuracy. So once I've done that, place it on that point that you measured as 4. Then draw a circle. I'm going to make it visible so you can see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to draw a center line that passes through this circle. Do you understand? So be with me. Center line. What are center line? That's chain thin line. Small dash, long, small, long, small, long. So let me complete this line also. All right. So now, what we're going to do now is we are going to divide this circle into 12 equal parts, and there's a very short way of doing that. So with that same radius you come to these 4 points and cut arc on both sides. That's how to divide into 12 equal parts. So look at what I'm saying. Place it on this point, cut an arc up, cut an arc down, come to the next point, cut an arc up, cut an arc down. So come to the upper right, an arc, then come to this lower part, an arc. So now we're going to be labeling these arcs, this point at the meet. So let's start from here. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you can see that it's divided into 12 equal parts. So what are we going to do now? You will take your set square and your t square. With that, we're going to be connecting these points together. We're going to connect 10 and 8. See, 9 has already given us a line already. So we're going to connect 10 and 8, 11 and 7, 1 and 5, and 2 and 4. So without dwelling much on that, use your set square. Mark the point. So when you're connecting to this line here. So anytime you are drawing, just make sure you stop at this line. So we're connecting 7 and 11. Sorry, okay. Now we're connecting 1 and 5. And lastly, 4 and 2. So now, without dwelling much on that, so we're going to take a ruler now. If you could recall and check the question, you can see that the section, the cone, 10 millimeters to the left. If I'm right, 10 millimeters to the left. So we're going to do that sectioning line. So we're going to measure 1 centimeter because we're using centimeter, right? So 1 centimeter. So now we're going to take it up. Remember, chain thin line. So that is sectioning of what? 1 centimeter. Okay now. So now let me just make this line longer. Just give me 8 minutes. Why did you do me like this? Now let's not dwell too much on that. So we're going to now remember they said the height of, if you could check the dimension of that drawing, they said the height is what 95 millimeter. That's 9.5. So that's 9.5. So let's from this point, from that line now, we are going to measure 9.5 to the top. So mark that point. So look what we're going to be doing now. We're going to be connecting line 9. This is line what? 10, 8. Label it. This is line 11, 7. This is line 6, 12 or 12, 6. This is line 1, 5. This is line 2, 4. And this is line 3. I'm going to connect all these lines to that point. So let's do that. Would I like to be 2? Just chain continuous thin line. So let's connect that. Continuous thin line. I'm going to connect 10, 8. I'm going to connect 2, 4 now. Now I'm going to connect 11, 7. I'm going to connect 1, 5 now. So now that's that and that. So now we have gotten the section line, we have gotten the triangle now. So the part that is being sectioned, we're not going to tick in it, but the part that is sectioned, we're going to tick in it. Same as the circle also. So look at the section line here. So we're going to tick in this part. I remember the pencil you're supposed to use to tick in. That's your HB. Well, I'm just using this just for teaching purpose. So that's it. So you're ticking only the part that is not sectioned. You can see it very well. This part that is sectioned, so you're ticking this part. That's the outer part. So same as this circle too. I'm going to be using my compass. I'm going to tick in. So now you can see we have done the side view and the top view. Now I want to do the left view. Alright. So now what we're going to do now, let's give this drawing, this particular drawing, a distance. So that's how we use 2 centimeters. So let's give it a distance of 2 centimeters. I did with it for this one. So give it a distance of 2 centimeters. So with that distance you give it now, I'm going to draw a line, 18 continuous line. Precisely. Let's draw 18 continuous line. But that's what I use to section to separate the joint. So now, what we're gonna do now, take your compass. So flow with me. That section line, not the midpoint of the circle, the section line. Place your compass on that place. Measure it till it meets that circle, where the circle and that section line meets. So once you have done that, bring it to this place that we measure as 2. Cut a line, 1, come again, cut another arc, 2. So let me straighten this line so it can meet. So remember this line is chain continuous thin line, chain thin line, sorry. So now we have gotten 2 parts, right? So we're going to remember this center line, this normal line. So this one is going to be what? Thin continuous line. This one is going to be a center line, that's chain thin line. So now, without doing much of that, so I've gotten we're trying to get the left view now. So take your compass again. You know that from the first one, we did this from this place to this place. So now the next one we're going to do now, we're going to use this 1, 7 line. So take it from that 1, 7 line where it meets at the midpoint. We are going to adjust our compass to meet at that point where it cuts the circle. So once you have done that, place it on this center of this line. Draw an arc to cut both sides. So if you are with me, this is what 1, 7 line. Definitely this is what 11, 7 line. This is 11 and this is 7. And if you are following me, this line is what 12 and 7, but it's not going to show it, so let's leave that. So now let's go to the next one. This point where they meet. Let me bring this line together. Okay. So this point where they meet, you are going to adjust your compass to it gets to that point where the circle and that line intersect. Once I've done that, bring it here. need to cut the two lines at both angles. So let me just draw this line to meet those points so I can be able to get the original points. So once I've done that now, what are we gonna do? I want to measure the triangle. Remember the height of the triangle is of 9.5, 95 millimeter, 9.5 centimeter. So stay with me. So from this point now, I'm going to connect this point, this point, this point to the center, this point, this point, this point to the center. So let me do that now. I remember a thin continuous line. Don't forget that. Sorry. So now I've done that already. So now we're trying to get this section part now. We're not trying to get it how it is being sectioned here. So how are we going to do that? So remember, this is your what? 11-7 line. Why this is your what? Your 10-8 line. 10-8 line. And this line is your what? 9. So you can see that it will have changed the view. This thing that was facing this direction, we changed it to what? Face us. So that was what it did. Why this one is just the front view. So stay with me. So we're going to use this section line to be able to mark it here since they are the same height now. So I'm now going to what? Get now, follow me now. 11-7 line, right? Where did they meet that section line? This is the point where they meet at that section line. So you drag your T-square to that place. So this is the point where they meet. So you come to your what? Your 11-7 line. You come to your, know that here we have labeled it 11-7 line. So come to the 11-7 line, you draw a line on it. Draw a line here, draw a line here. I've marked that point now. So moving on. So that's your 10-8 line now. Would carry it up. The 10-8 line. Where you're telling this is where they meet, right? So come to that point where they meet. You mark it on your what? 10-8 line. Then finally, the 9th line. You come to the part where the 9th line meets. This is the point where they meet. Come and mark it in the middle here. 9th line. So now I've gotten the sectioning part now. I'm now going to take our French curve. Our French curve. We're going to join this curve and this curve together. So this is the one that perfectly fits it. Can you see? So we're going to what? Line it up. Can you see? Now, and you take the other one. So you are going to join it to this ending point. It must pass through this line here, just remember. Then to the end point. So that is that. So permit me to turn this upside down so I can get the same reading. So now I've gotten this section in now. What we're going to do, now we're going to take our 45 set square. Our 45 set square. That's our 45. So I'm not going to what? Section it. Because that's what we're trying to get since. So you come here, you draw a line, leave small space. So until you get to the ending, you're going to be doing this. So what we're going to do till the end. I'm trying to be as fast as possible, so you guys should just chill with me. Now, so these are going to tick in the part that is being needed. So let's tick in this line now. And let's take our French curve.
Okay, we will use French curve and darken that curve.
So let's darken all this place that we have done. So that's the question. So the question is just like changing the words front, top, left view. So this x to x, then this is the sectioning. So I've gotten it. So this is where the sectioning is then from here also. So this is the side view, then this is what I'm going to do. Thank you very much.